You are listening to Central Indiana Sports Central, your daily update on the Pacers, Colts, IU, Purdue, IndyCar, the Fever, Ball State, Butler, and, of course, the best high school sports coverage in Central Indiana.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengels.
Been a while since I said it, but thank you, Aaron Pittman, for the introduction, the official voice of the Central Indiana Sports Report. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, Central Indiana sports fans, and welcome to Central Indiana Sports Central, your daily update on everything that's going on in Central Indiana sports. If Central Indiana sports fans are talking about it, we are talking about it on Central Indiana Sports Central. Coming up on today's podcast, we talk with John Robertson and Michelle Garmon following the Fever's 95-75 victory over the Seattle Storm. John was in attendance with his daughter, and he and Michelle give us a full report. Then I talked with Sam Frick of ANEC Sports about the Colts cutting their roster down to the required 53, and not many known Colts were on the outs, but Juju Brents and Jelani Woods did not make the cut. Colts also put Jaden Carleys on injured reserve, making them very thin at linebacker. Sam and I also talked about that. Then Lebanon Reporter sports editor Will Willems made his debut to talk a little Western Boone Zionsville volleyball. And Cade Hampton returns. Cade, the sports editor at the Muncie Star Press, he reports on Yorktown's win over rival Delta on the volleyball court. Central Indiana Sports Central begins now. The following is a segment from Tuesday night's recap of the Fever's 95-75 win over the Seattle Storm. John, what was the atmosphere at the Fieldhouse?
At the beginning of the game, it was a little muted. No, I don't know. Like, I'll be real. I felt kind of like we've talked. I felt kind of down about the team for a while. So you could kind of feel that in the atmosphere. Everybody got a Caitlin Clark Nike shirt for free on their seats, so that made people a little happy. But as the game started to go, like the crowd was into it. When Kelsey Mitchell broke Caitlin Clark's single season scoring record, the place exploded for Kelsey. So I think it's really important to note that no matter what people on socials or the internet are saying, like, the Fever fans support Kelsey Mitchell a ton. And when they were happy for her, even though she broke Caitlin's record. So I love Caitlin as much as anybody. I want Caitlin on the floor. I want Caitlin to get all the records she can get. I want her to go off for a long time. But I'm a Fever fan first and foremost. I love Kelsey Mitchell too, and we have to give her the love because she has been playing incredibly well. The crowd that was there was showing Kelsey love. So my thing is, for all the people that think that Kelsey should leave because Fever fans don't love her and all that, Fever fans
love her.
Fever fans love her. Fever fans love Aaliyah Boston. Fever fans love Lexi Hull. My God, how tough is that woman? How tough is she, guys? Did you see the hit she took early on? I thought I was going to have to go fight somebody on the floor.
Yeah, John was texting me. He was about to go fight somebody.
I got to know, did you jump up from your seat, John?
Yes, I definitely did, and the people around me might have thought I was crazy, but I was not happy when that happened. Like, I could see that they both went down, and I could see that Lex was in pain. Then she went to the locker room, and I was grumbling. I'm going to go get a pretzel and a soda because I'm mad, and I need to walk this off. And then when she came back out, man, the place just went nuts for her. And I don't know what happened when she got hit, but when she came back in, like, she was on, like, another level of, like even higher than her usual hustle. And then she drilled a
After you're done listening to Central Indiana Sports Central, make sure you go check out the rest of that podcast, released late Tuesday, maybe early Wednesday into the early morning. Next, I was joined by Sam Frick of ANEC Sports in the Fort Wayne area to talk about the Colts making their 53-man roster cuts, which is mandated by the NFL, the Tuesday after the final preseason game. Not a lot of surprises. Welcome back to the Central Indiana Sports Report. Sam Frick of ANEC Sports. Sam, you and I, Michelle Garmon and John Robertson yesterday went through every Colts game and picked what we thought was going to happen. So everybody go check that out. Today, Sam, we're talking about the 53-man roster cuts. Not a lot of big news coming out of the Colts, but Juju Brents and Jelani Woods were two of the players you probably would have expected to make the team coming in who didn't.
Just a little bit surprising on that end, but I think with us bringing in our tight end in Warren coming off the draft, we definitely knew there was some competition there. And we also just recently acquired a cornerback from Minnesota to bolster our defense as well. So we've definitely made some changes leading up to the season in hopes that the Colts can maybe surprise some people in 2025, which we didn't expect that in our predictions.
We knew one of the cornerbacks had to go. They have two all-pro cornerbacks and Jalen Johnson, who was fantastic last year, plus Kenny Moore in the nickel. We know one of those was not going to make the team. So not a huge surprise. The other big news out of this, Sam, was that Jalen Carles has been placed on injured reserve, which means the current linebacker core for the Colts, Sam, is Zaire Franklin, Cameron McGrone, and Joe Bacci and Saguna Luby. That's the rotation.
Zaire Franklin's pretty solid, but if something happens to Zaire Franklin, that depth really takes a hit after that. So
I've never heard of any of the other guys, Sam. It's pretty bad. And on their depth chart, they're playing two linebackers at a time. That, of course, is different. Maybe the plan is to play Latu up a little bit.
Yeah, they definitely took a risk with Latu, but I think they see high potential with him. The big thing with Latu is can he be healthy? That's the big issue with Latu when he was drafted, was he was always injured. Can he be healthy? That will be the big wild card question with him.
They're going to need him to be big, that is for sure. He's going to have to play a big role in this defense if the Colts are going to be any good. So now the tight end room, Sam, is Tyler Warren, Mo Alley Cox, and Drew Ogletree. And it's funny that when you put Tyler Warren at the front of it, it looks like a really good tight end crew, even though he's the only difference.
I would agree with that. And Mo Alley Cox is actually pretty respectable tight end, too.
Especially as a number two tight end.
Very good tight end number two.
So it goes from a weakness to a strength. I think in the offseason, the defensive backfield also went from a weakness to a strength. We're almost there, Sam, just over a week away from opening night next.
It's just now getting things underway for college football. The NFL will be here before you know it.
Thanks so much to Sam for filling in a little bit for the Colts while we look for a permanent Colts guy. I have reestablished contact with my guy, Will Willems, at the Lebanon Reporter. Will and I worked together for years, both sports editors with the CNHI newspaper chain. And now that the Central Indiana Sports Report has expanded to Boone County, I expect Will and I are going to be fast friends again. Will has 3 really good volleyball teams there in Boone County, and 2 of them played each other Tuesday night, with Zionsville getting a competitive sweep over Western Boone. Welcome for the first time to the Central Indiana Sports Report, Lebanon Reporter sports editor Will Willems. Will and I go way back, but it's been a while since we've talked. And I think Will's going to start becoming part of the Central Indiana Sports Report, starting tonight with a big volleyball match between Western Boone and Zionsville. And Will, welcome to the Central Indiana Sports Report, and welcome back to another high school sports season.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for having me. Now it seems a little crazy, but yeah, my 18th year now covering Boone County sports. So wow. It's been going on for a bit.
You've been around almost as long as I have, covering high school sports. Will, tell me about the win tonight, a sweep by Zionsville.
Both teams are trying to figure out who they are at this point of the year. Zionsville, they're pretty senior heavy, but they have some key new pieces, kind of trying to figure things out in key roles, new setter, new libero, things like that. Got off to a great start in the first set against Western Boone, who, after winning the state title in Class 2A last year, they graduated 7 really quality seniors from that team, including 3 Indiana All-Stars, and lost their coach in the offseason as well, who decided to step down, kind of retired after 13 years in charge.
That's what you call a reset, Will.
Yeah, it's a complete reset. They still got about 3 or 4 girls who are key contributors from that team. they're really kind of resetting. And starting second set, they started to find their footing a little bit better going on there. It was pretty close throughout. Then Zionsville pulled away late at one point, then kind of closed the set on a 10-3 run to figure that out. And then Western Boone played their best volleyball in the third set, jumped out to a 17-10 lead in that set. And then Zionsville kind of showed why they're kind of a team that, if they figure it all out, can really be a contender in 4A. They put a lot of good things together, ended up winning that set 25-23 on a nice little run to end. And it was an overall really nice crowd. The Indy Ignite it was their game of the week, so they had some of their people out there. A really nice crowd for the Boone County volleyball fans. It was an overall really good match.
Should be a really good year for volleyball in Boone County, Will.
Yeah, Zionsville, they have a lot of potential. I mean, Ellie Strecker is one of the best middles, if not the best middle in the state. She's committed to Louisville, and she's very, very talented, and she can do a lot of good things. Josie Imes is, I wouldn't necessarily say she's fully underrated. She was a junior all-star, but she's kind of flown under the radar a little bit, and I think she's one of the best players in the state of Indiana, too, when she gets going, and she's committed to Alabama. And they have a lot of really talented other girls, too. Lily Abney's committed to Northern Illinois. Maddie Herman is committed to Eastern Michigan. And then they have a couple of younger girls, Jenna Dittmer, who will probably end up being a Division I volleyball player here eventually. And Taylor Norris is a freshman who's done a lot of really nice things for them. They're kind of figuring things out. They have a new coach as well this year, Jenna Tadros, who's installing her system and really working with them right now. So it's like they've had a few hiccups here early, but I think if everything can get clicking, they're going to be a team to watch. And Western Boone still kind of unseen from what they can end up being. Emerson Gott's a really talented middle from them, and she played a big role in their state championship team last year, as did Isabel Grady and Izzy Adams, who's now playing libero for them. They're the three pieces that they're really going to have to rely on a lot. But there's a lot of talent there. And then Lebanon too. They've gotten off to a really nice start, and they can do some really good things in 3A. I think if everything's clicking for them at the end of the year.
Will, how can people find your work?
We are at reporter.net is our website. Then we'll have articles from all games that I'm at and recaps of ones that I'm not on the website. And then I'm at Will_Willems on X, and we post all.
And Will, what you got? What are you working on besides volleyball?
Right now I'm doing a feature on Zionsville running back Sam Manna coming up ahead of their game on Friday night against Lawrence Central. He had a really nice game, 171 yards and 2 pretty long touchdowns last year. And then really just kind of getting back in the grind of high school sports season. Been doing a lot of stuff with Zionsville girls golf. They're ranked number 1 right now, and they're just a phenomenal team and a really fun team to watch. And we're doing something a little different this year with our coverage of them, where they have 6 girls who are all averaging 80 and below for 18-hole tournaments. So when you only have 5 girls who can play, it provides a lot of good competition. But we kind of decided that coming off of a state championship where they're bringing everyone back, all the girls are immensely talented and stuff. Instead of really doing our like a normal tournament recap coverage, we're doing features kind of every girl after some of their big tournaments to kind of give them the spotlight just from how much hard work they've put in.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Good to reconnect, and I hope we can do it some more. On Tuesday morning, we heard from Yorktown volleyball head coach Stephanie Bloom about her Tigers winning 4 matches in a row. And on Tuesday, they won their 5th straight. Cade Hampton of the Muncie Star Press has the report. Welcome back to the Central Indiana. Who tonight was at Delta to cover some HHC volleyball between the Eagles and the state power Yorktown Tigers. Cade, I talked with Yorktown head coach Stephanie Bloom for yesterday's Central Indiana Sports Central, and she seemed pretty positive about a team that lost so much talent
You kind of mentioned it right there. It really is astounding the amount of talent that they lost in terms of seniors and a couple of transfers as well. Before this season, they lost a key player. Their starting setter tore her ACL, so they've already had to make a pretty big lineup adjustment. But they've looked good so far. They're off to a really strong start, 5-1. They looked really impressive tonight against Delta. Delta really challenged them, especially in that second set. Delta got off to a big lead. They were up by 8 at the most at one point. It was 19-11. And then it got down to Yorktown kind of clawed back into it, and Delta was at set point at 24-20, and then Yorktown just rattled off 6 points in a row to take that second set. It felt like the wind kind of got taken out of Delta's sails after that because the third set was all Yorktown.
That's what championship teams do, and on the other side, Delta is a team very young. A pretty good performance by them.
Similar situation last year. They had so many a lot of freshmen last year, really all freshmen and sophomores, which of course they're all sophomores and juniors now. But Addie Philippe was that one senior leader that they had last year. And now they are in a similar spot with Kate Manor. But a lot of these, especially these sophomores, Sophie Overholt, Kyra Murray, they both were really impressive tonight. Kyra Murray's been very impressive, a very high-intensity, motivating type of player. You can tell the rest of the Eagles kind of feed off her energy. They also have a freshman, Amira Wilson, who has been phenomenal. She's a really great athlete up front, a middle hitter, middle and outside. She's been a great kind of infusion to that lineup. You know, there's some freshman growth that needs to happen for all these young players, but she's definitely going to be one to watch this season and for the next 4 years, I'm sure.
Who stood out for Yorktown, Cade?
For Yorktown, the big name is Chloe Ritchie. She was a big time contributor last year as a freshman on that state runners-up team, and she's really kind of coming along leadership-wise. And Coach Bloom and Chloe herself, they want to see continued improvement in that department, but especially just vocally with her position being the libero this year, she really has to use her voice a lot more, but she has all the athleticism, all of the smarts and everything to be a really great player there. Elsewhere, you got Maya Trammell, who transferred in from Muncie Burris. She was part of that state championship team for Burris 2 years ago. She has been really awesome for them. She's one of a few seniors on that roster, and definitely the one getting the most playing time as far as the seniors go. Janessa Thomas at the middle hitter. She does not look like a middle at all. She's only 5'4". But, man, she can elevate. She can really get up there. They also have a really impressive freshman outside hitter, Kendall Roray, who just really great athleticism. She can really get up there. When she gets in a position to get a good kill, I mean, she really sends those. So Yorktown, like we said, the perennial powerhouse kind of the area, and they're just going to keep churning. So a whole lot of new faces, but they kind of just look like the same old Tigers so far. They're still growing. They're still like we touched on the communication, still some growth. They sure look like they're same old Yorktown.
Cade, where can people find your work, and what else are you working on right now?
You can find my work on thestarpress.com. I'm also active on Twitter, X, if you will.
I won't. Twitter.
We got a lot of Ball State football content coming out soon. Their season kicks off this weekend at Purdue. Also going to be, obviously, high school football is going on. I'll be at Yorktown at Muncie Central this weekend. Or this Friday. Really excited about that. Central, of course, had that big momentum-boosting win over Delta in the first game of the Kyle Baresh era. So we'll see how they stack up against one of Yorktown's more loaded football teams in recent memory. So that should be a fun one.
Thanks so much to John and Michelle, Sam, Frick, Will Willems, and Cade Hampton for joining the Central Indiana Sports Report. And thank you so much for listening. Please keep in mind we are back here doing the same thing every single day, talking about what sports fans in Central Indiana are talking about on Central Indiana Sports Central. Also, we've had lots of good podcasts lately. Go check it out. We got lots coming up. Lots of high school football later this week. Please go check it out. Thanks.
The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.